Well, welcome to our first ever Dunkin' Virtual Lounge with KC101. Obviously, Sin, you know her song Drinks. We're playing it on the radio here in KC101, so we definitely are a fan of her and a fan of the song. Trying to get her,
I'm
up on.
here.
All right, there we go. Now we got her. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Hi guys, so sorry about that.
Hey.
I had a heart attack. God.
Well, Sin, thank you for figuring that out. We definitely appreciate it. We were just talking about how we've got people on here from all over the world, including Saudi Arabia and France and Pennsylvania and Canada and everything. So you got a lot of fans around the world, Sin.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry I had to get off of a hot spot and get on a different spot, and I just had an anxiety attack. No, I didn't. There's also construction happening outside of this wall, so quarantine times, you feel me?
Yes. Everybody want to say hi to her real quick, and then we'll get into the interview, and then we'll get into the performance. Everybody want to say hi? Say hi.
Hi, Finn.
Hi.
Hi. Hi guys, thank you for being here.
All right, cool. So we're doing the first ever Dunkin' Virtual Lounge with Sin and KC101. My name is Adam Rivers. Thank you for being here today. Definitely. Hold on. All right. Am I unmuted now? I think so. And then Sin, can we hear you? No, we got to unmute you.
Hello?
All right, there we go. We're back. All right, cool. All right, we just want to figure out that mute thing. So tell me a little bit about what's going on. What have you been up to during this weird quarantine period? Obviously, typically you'd be coming here to Connecticut to perform Drinks for us live in the Dunkin' Lounge, and this is something completely different. What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Lots of writing, lots of this, honestly. So I just got word that Drinks is number 32 now at Pop Radio. So I'm just talking to you guys, doing a lot of radio promo, and it's kind of crazy to be doing it from my home, but I'm really thankful. And lots of reading, lots of Star Wars, lots of Sims, all that.
You play The Sims. You're a Sims fan.
That's correct.
That's definitely, when I was like 18 years old, was definitely my favorite game. So I'll appreciate that for sure. So obviously, let's talk about Drinks. Now, remember the Drinks challenge that all the radio people did at the very beginning of when Drinks was kind of getting going on the radio? What was your favorite part of doing that challenge? I know that, you know, people did it on TikTok. You did a great job with it on Instagram. What was your favorite part about getting that going?
There were a lot of fans that kind of organized their own things and asked me to be a part of it. So I sent in my video to I remember there was a Brazilian group who did it and another group who did it. So it was just really cool and surprising to see that my art was being supported. I was really shocked. I think I was really grateful and surprised to learn that, you know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool, and definitely cool to see that you have fans all over the world. Now, tell me a little bit. I interviewed Katy Perry last week, and we had a great interview about her new song and her new album and everything kind of going on with her. How did you and Katy originally meet? Because obviously you're on Katy Perry's record label, and that really is a big deal about your personal growth as an artist. How'd you guys meet, and what's your relationship kind of like now?
We met because I connected with one of her friends on Twitter, and I wasn't thinking he's gonna introduce me to Katy Perry. It really wasn't. I just thought, well, if maybe he can help me get a career in music because he works in music, that would be great. And then he was he sent my music to Katy and was like, check out this girl, what do you think? And then before I knew it, I was in Katy's living room playing some songs on the piano, and then it was turned into, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you want to be huge? Do you want to stay indie? Would you like doing music videos? How do you feel about performing? Those kinds of things. So it was really just through networking on the internet and, putting myself out there on YouTube and on SoundCloud.
And that's something cool that I feel like, 10 years ago or even 15 years ago wouldn't have ever happened. You would have never been able to directly get to people on Twitter or directly get to them on Instagram or directly get to them on Facebook. And that really has changed so much of it from a music standpoint. Now, Drinks on the radio, where was the first time that you heard it on the radio? What were you doing? Where were you going? What was the first time, and how did that make you feel?
Well, I heard it on a stream in Chicago because I was in LA quarantined, so they let me know and I pulled it up and I listened to it, and I was actually on Instagram Live, and some of my babes probably here in this on this Zoom were there with me. It felt it's kind of crazy. Sometimes you hear your song on the radio, you kind of just go, "Wait a second, this is a real song." Like I didn't. I was like, "Wait, this sounds good. I think this might work." And I was like, "Oh shoot,"
The Drinks is all about like going out and having fun and having a good time. Tell me about where the whole idea for the song originally came from.
Well, I got into a fight with this dude, and I called Alexa, and I was like, "Can we hang out?" And then we went out and got drinks, and she knew the bartender, and all the drinks were free. And in the cab on my way home, I texted my friends, JP Clark and Ryan Daly, who wrote the song with me. And I said, "I have an idea for a hook." He got mad, so I got drinks. And then we wrote the rest of the song around that. And when I wrote the song, I just thought, okay, this is a joke. This is so silly. I literally say drinking a drink. But the label, I played them 30 songs and they were like, we like this one. And I was like, it's not even finished. It's just a hook. And they were like, finish it. And I was like, okay.
Well, you know what? I think the funny thing about it is that everybody can kind of relate to it. Like, I've definitely, a girl has pissed me off plenty of times in my life, and I've gone out and gotten drinks. And then obviously we piss you guys off and you go out and get drinks. So I think that's the thing about it to me that jumped out is how relatable it is. That everybody, if you've been in an adult relationship, you probably can relate to it.
Totally. Or even a childish relationship, because let's be honest, it's that vibe too. Except maybe you wouldn't be getting drinks because you would be too young.
Yeah, you might be getting, I'm sure you might be drinking soda or something. Absolutely. Well,
yeah, drinking apple juice. Thanks, guys. Julia, I love your bucket hat, by the way, and your wine glass. Feeling it. Sarah, super cute bucket hat. Who else? Michelle, love the kitty. Hey, Madison. You guys are so sweet. Hi, Dee. Hey, Katie. Hi, Marilyn. Okay, I'm just like scrolling through. I can't say everyone's name. Anna's here. Hey, girl. Tegan. Hi. Okay, I'll calm down. There's so many of you guys.
So we want to open up questions or anything. Does anybody want to ask Sin a question while we're here? We'll unmute you if you do. Anybody?
Don't be shy, guys.
Yeah, come on. We got to get at least one, right?
Oh.
Hello? Hello?
Mackenzie is raising her hand.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I love drinks, but how long did it take you to write it? Like just like the the writing process, besides like producing it and stuff.
Sure. Hi, Mackenzie. Basically I wrote the hook in one day. It took me maybe 2 hours to write and record the hook, and then I spent another day writing the verses. It's just maybe in total it took a good like, I don't know, 48 hours of like maybe a good 12 hours of recording, and the rest was kind of like mixing and production. But I obviously am only there for certain steps. I hear everything and I kind of just sit in the back of the room and I go, I like that, or I don't like that. But I have certain dudes like a producer and a mixer, and they come in and do the rest of the stuff, because I mostly just sing and write lyrics and vibe.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thanks for your question.
So talented.
Thank you.
All right.
I have a couple questions from Anna. Anna has a couple questions that I'm going to ask for her.
Jaden, you're hilarious.
Okay. Do you prefer to perform dance songs over the emotional songs?
I think I like the emotional songs because they're probably more acoustic, and I really like just like guitar and voice. But radio doesn't always let me get away with that, so we do what we can.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to ask just a couple more. How does the merchandise process work? Are they your ideas, and do you participate in the process?
Definitely. I'm the one who's sending the designs for the merch, except you guys know that Nolan has contributed greatly to the recent merch stuff. But I have a separate company kind of managing my merch store, which is what happens to, I think, some artists when they're up and coming, and my manager communicates with them. So I don't necessarily package everything and send it out anymore. There's a whole team of people doing that.
Cool. Okay, one more. Do you reply to the YouTube comments, or does somebody else do it for you?
I told everybody I'm the only one allowed to do that. It's me.
Cool.
But they are logged in because they have to sometimes like upload things for me. But I told them no liking or replying.
Great. Anna, is that good for you?
Yeah.
Sweet. Perfect.
You're
And Nora,
so funny.
you know that all the sinners in the other group chat are hustling today, so they couldn't be here.
Oh, well, I love you guys. It's all
So
good.
cheers and drinks to them.
Cheers to them. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for the questions, guys.
Awesome. Anybody else have any more questions?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so if you had to choose one, who was your biggest musical influence growing up? And do you think any of their style has crossed over with your artistry today?
I have a hard time with this question because I would love to see my favorites in my work, but then sometimes I'm like, am I just letting my ego, influence that? But I think I really love Jewel. I can hear some of my more emotional, like foolish games vibes in like Outside of Me. I think it's really devastating. Then like lately I've been obsessed with Rosalia. And I can just kind of hear the like drony, chanty thing in maybe something like Drinks. Malamente. He got mad, so I got drink. It's not the same, but like I can hear her making me think that what I do is possible. Because she does it, and she does it so well. So I'm like, maybe if she does it, I can do it. I don't know.
Yes.
Thanks for your question.
Awesome question. Great answer, by the way. You don't hear Jewel come up too much anymore, but when I was a kid, she was definitely big.
I know people don't actually talk about her too much, but that one album like destroyed me and my mom.
And all those were bangers back in the day. No doubt about that.
Yeah, that's true. I saw Jeffrey said he had a question. Jeffrey, do you have a question? I can't hear you.
Jeffrey, you're not muted. You might be muted on your end, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, maybe type it in the chat so I can answer it in case. Jeffrey, did we meet? Oh. Okay. I'll wait for this in the chat. I'm on my phone, so like it's hard for me to like know where to go and stuff. Can we get Drinks acoustic one day on Spotify? Well, I just uploaded, I don't know if you saw, I just released the stripped version. I know it's different than the acoustic. Maybe I don't know. The stripped version was supposed to be the acoustic version, but I definitely know there's like a difference. So I don't think anytime soon, but eventually maybe I could do like some kind of like Spotify unplugged or something, and then maybe we can plug it that way. Thanks for your question.
Cool. Anybody else have any more questions?
I have a question.
I have a question.
So do you find that you're like writing more songs in quarantine, or were you writing more before quarantine?
I was definitely writing more before quarantine because I was in the studio like 2-3 days a week, but now I still am writing a lot. I probably have, I don't know, what I think is a lot for me, like 4 additional songs, which is actually not a lot compared to what I normally have. But I still have some stuff I'm considering. So yeah, I wrote more before quarantine, but I'm still making it work. Thank you.
Very cool. I think we have one more if you have one.
Yes, I have a question. You have many amazing songs with many amazing lyrics. What do you approach when you're going to write songs, and where do those ideas come to mind? Oh,
I definitely think of the lyrics first when I go to write my songs. All of my songs kind of come from one top philosophy. So like drinks was he got mad so I got drinks, and the rest of the song went by that. And then it was if I don't have you, at least I still have me, and I'm feeling like a holy roller, like I joined a cult. Like all of the songs come from like one sentence, and then the rest of it is built around it. I even told Ryan Daly when we wrote Drinks, like I said, I told him the line, and then he created the production and the beat to that sentence. So all of it just really is influenced by the lyrics. Thanks for that question.
All right, Denise, we'll take yours from the chat, and then we'll wrap up if you want to ask that real quick from the chat. I know you've been asking for quite a while if we can get one in. So Denise, go ahead. And Julia says, Sin is so cute.
No dying, but you're really sweet.
All
right, let's hear your question, Denise. What is your favorite song from my songs? From all the songs that I've worked on, I think that my top favorites are I'll Still Have Me, Drinks, and Something, my indie smash. But I love all of Mood Swing like so much. Like I love Nobody's Keeping Score and Bubble Bath. The stripped version of Nobody's Keeping Score is a little bit different, but you guys are gonna, I think you'll like it. Yeah, so those are my faves.
Awesome. All right. Well, Sin, thank you very much for being here in the Duncan Virtual Performance Lounge with KC 101. All your great fans, thank you for coming on by from all over the world, Saudi Arabia, France, everywhere. So definitely pretty cool to see you on here. And we look forward to being drinks. We look forward to having drinks, and we look forward to drinks being a big hit here.
Adam, thank you so much for having me. Thanks for being such a great host and getting this together. And everybody, thank you so much for taking the time, even though we're all over the world, and for wearing your bucket hats too. If you didn't get to ask me a question, just tweet me.
Awesome. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.